they start World War III, nigga, they said Canada, the USA, and Mexico gonna all come together, and it's gonna be called CUM, nigga.
The Hood Research Department, Professor Bilu, Professor Zias, have just started their own research outside of Streamer University. And so far, they have been posing many valid questions that the department needs to begin research on. So, as a lover of the sciences and hopefully a future researcher, I will be putting my hat into the ring and will tackle these grand inquiries in the Iceberg format. The deeper we go, the harder it gets to answer these inquiries. Let's go. Let's go ahead and play the first level of the Iceberg.
If mosquitoes need blood to make babies and the blood has our DNA, then doesn't everybody have babies with mosquitoes?
Do we have mosquito babies? Well, first we need to establish, where do babies come from? Some among you might say that they come from storks. Well, not exactly. Some might say that they are a gift from God. Scientifically, with some Google assistance, babies are formed when a sperm from a father fertilizes an egg from a mother, with the processes prior to baby creation consisting of sperm egg fertilization, implantation, growth, and development, and ultimately birth. Well, as I can see, there's already a problem here. This is a five-fold process required for reproduction, and I personally have no recollection of doing the topper tango with a creature that would need my blood, i.e. life essence, to sustain themselves. I am of the understanding that Bilu and Zayas have. Jokes aside, maybe we're thinking about this from the wrong angle. There may not necessarily be any mutuality in the reproduction process, hence why Bilu and company were so taken aback upon first read. Well, if that's the case, then we can't necessarily apply this general reproductive method to all species. After all, marble crawfish reproduce by a method called parthenogenesis, essentially cloning for the layman. So, by what method do mosquitoes reproduce? Mosquitoes reproduce by being inseminated by a male. They meet up on the first link and usually decide to bear children, but sometimes the male can be rejected. But if the female accepts, the female will then go to a body of water to lay eggs in a... Wait. Exactly where do we come in all this? Well, the female finds you by sensing changes in air movement when you exhale, and finally make contact with you by your sweat and bacteria on your skin. Once they land, they stick their proboscis inside of you and collect your essence. This is called a blood meal, which is required for reproduction. So with that being said, do we have mosquito babies? The answer is yes, although it is against your will. But I know there are ne'er-do-wells who would passionately consent to proboscis probing from the likes of Mosquito Girl from One Punch Man. And excuse my French. What the
So that's a good point. We have a mosquito babies, Bilu.
Bro, what? No, this is, hold on, bro.